Hey, what's up, guys? Back for another dungeon preview. This is my first time in the dungeon, my first walkthrough, so we're going to go through everything. We took it nice and slow to kind of understand what everything does. And I'm going to explain that to you guys. This one's called Windrunner's Spire. It's a pretty lore-heavy dungeon, sort of explaining the lineage of the Windrunner family. You know, Sylvanas, Illyria, their brother, stuff like that. So there is a lot of, like, flavor text and lore and stuff like that. Um, but overall, it's a pretty cool dungeon. Again, small pull sizes, very precise mechanics. The game tells you what you want to do to counter them. In this first area here, as you saw in the first pull, and you'll see again in the next pull here, there are some pretty annoying mobs. The Windrunner Spellguard, when they get to a certain HP, they cast this shield, and when mobs are inside the shield, they're immune to damage. And you can't kill the Spellguard. They are also immune to damage, basically. You can CC mobs, like knock them out, any sort of control to get them out so that you can continue hitting the other trash. You can also kill the spell guard. They'll reach a HP threshold. They'll start casting this shield. And then you can kill them before the cast gets off, which we do later. I'll mention it when it comes. So there's a few ways to counter it, but yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit annoying once the mobs start to have more HP. Going to be a prio mob that you want to nuke. You have to kill all the mobs up here in order to progress to the dungeon. So if this guy's alive, casting a shield, channeling on things, it could be frustrating pretty quickly. So we kill it. We progress through. Go down this ramp. It's just some more trash. These mobs didn't really do too much. Some random, like, shoots. A poison blade thing that you can interrupt. A shadow step and then step back to the tank. We did encounter a bug here. We pulled basically the whole dungeon through the floor, similar to Toldagor. And so it brought up these, like, banshee mobs that do like an AoE group damage, and a shadow bolt that you want to kick. Pretty simple. Nothing too over the top. No, like, ability bloat on the mobs. Very simple to understand. Then we head inside here. And we fight this big abomination. He kind of just, like, puts poop on the ground. Does a cleave on the tank. That seems to do a little bit of damage. And then there's this fetid spew here. You'll see he just poops on the ground. And then he's going to target someone with a green circle. The green circle wasn't dispellable or anything. So I'll try here. But yeah, just get out of the group with that. Pretty easy. In here, we have more of the banshees, which are just simple interrupt mobs. And then we get out to the balcony, and we have our first boss. It's a duo boss. Once you kill one, the other ones seem to enrage. So you probably want to kill them equal. So Callus just has a kick rotation. Latch has this green goo that he puts on everyone. That drops area denial. So you just want to use your space wisely and drop it pretty good so you don't use the whole boss arena. The boss arena is, like, it's long, but it's very narrow, so it's quite small. And you definitely want to hit Latch. He had a lot more HP. So we drop our poop, and then you see we're going to kill Callus here, and then Latch instantly enrages. And he's going to do this heaving yank mechanic, which is just like a meat hook. He pulls you in. It does a lot of damage. He's enraged. It does more. We kill it before it goes off, but that's definitely a reason as to why you would want to kill them even as well. A portal's going to spawn. You take the portal. It brings you back to the start of the dungeon. Again, we're sitting here admiring the view, just like in the previous dungeon, because it's just so incredible. The art team did an amazing job. But on this side of the dungeon, there's just more trash mobs. Again, pull sizes are very small. These mobs are pretty simple. This lynx just jumps on 2 people. Doesn't apply a bleed or anything. It's kind of just a target dummy. Boom, boom. Oh, sorry, 3 people. It'll jump back to the tank. Very, very simple mechanics. These spiders have, like, an AoE poison volley. You don't want to let that go off. If it does go off, you can dispel it. It's not a kick. It is a hard stop. So you're going to want to like stun it and try not to let it go off. Instead of stun it and kill it fast. They didn't have much HP. But jump down. We get more spiders. Sorry for those of you. I didn't have arachnophobia mode on. Then this pull here, we start to see these trappers with the lynx. The trappers literally are just PvP hunters. Like, I think it happens to me here. You can see my teammate there was in a trap. Yeah, they just throw frost traps at you for 3 seconds. They were dodgeable if you were pre-moving. So that's one thing to consider. But yeah, I need my PvP trinket, I say. But yeah, and then this area is every Ret Paladin's dream. This is the pad area. Or all the people who tell you they get funnel from things. This is their area. You can just run over all the lashlings, pull it onto the big guy, use them to funnel down the big guy. These make the weirdest noises ever. They make the strangest noises ever. They kind of sound like Gollum from Lord of the Rings when they die. It was strange. Territorial Dragonhawks just do a fire spit, which is just like any sort of like shoot mob that we've seen over the years where they randomly target you with a spell. Does a little bit of damage. They put an absorb shield on themselves when they're about to die. And then we move on to the next boss. This boss, honestly, didn't really do anything. He does like a random shoot ability. And he does this Burning Gale, which is like a healer check. It's just a wind that slowly moves your character. And it ticks you the entire time he's doing it. That was literally it. The wind isn't very strong at all. The ticking damage wasn't much, but this will probably end up being a healer check. Then from here, he's going to target me with a spell that just drops like red fire on the ground. So it's area denial. Right here, the flaming updraft. So it ticks you, and then it's going to drop this fire puddle. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. Just drop it on the edge, don't use up the whole room. And that boss is very, very simple. Then we head on over to some new trash mobs. So they're going to do break ranks. We have archers who just shoot you. And then we have precise guts, which is some tank damage. The break the ranks is his charge. Again, very telling on what it's doing. Don't stand in that. We have a volley from the archer. Don't stand in it. Very, very simple mechanics. Same thing here, just a repeat. Axe throwers, they throw an axe at you. Just like any sort of shoot mob. Then we get all these like red horde ghost mobs. And actually, sorry, let me back up a bit here. There's this big mystic. He'll cast a chain lightning. You have to kick that. And then when he's at like 30% health, he's going to bloodlust himself and all the mobs around him. It's just 25% haste. It's probably soothable. I didn't have Soothe talented, so not entirely sure on that. But generally speaking, that stuff is soothable. Pretty easy mobs. They have like one mechanic each. So it's not too bad. Then this next boss, you kill all the trash. It spawns a boss. This is literally the Hellscream fight from Dawn of the Infinite, if you guys remember that. So he's going to do this rallying cry, which is going to summon a bunch of mobs. They're going to throw axes at you and stuff like that. It's, you know, probably a boss fight where you just can spawn infinite funnel and help the boss die quicker. Assuming they don't do too much damage and don't need to die instantly, we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, he's going to spawn a bunch of ads, and then he's going to target you with a Blade Storm. And the Blade Storm is very obvious. It's on you. It puts a line on you, and it's extremely slow. So it's literally just the Dawn of the Infinite boss, but honestly, a lot easier and a lot more friendly. That boss could be quite unfair, but this one's pretty simple. So much time to know the Blade Storm's on you and dodge. We have some throw axe mobs that don't walk in, and then the other ones just walk in and do melee damage. I don't think I noticed any casters, but again, that could be part of the mythic mechanic or something. The Rampage is just a tank combo. Tank, defensive, and live it. Yeah, so we have axe throwers and grunts. So 2 axe throwers, 2 grunts. Very easy. You'll just use these for funnel. It was a super straightforward boss. I kind of liked it though. It was cool. Cool. And then immediately when you kill the third boss, there's no trash left. You just pour it up to the top of the spire. And this is where you fight the last boss. And the last boss is kind of like Sylvanas from the Mythic Raid. So, whenever they spawn, you love RP in dungeons. They're going to do a volley on the ground. That's going to spawn a bunch of arrows. These arrows stay on the ground for a while. They're very obvious to see. If you walk into them, it just does damage to you and knocks you in the air and puts a little debuff on you. I'll show you here in a second. Okay, very easy to see. 4-second debuff, knocks you in the air, does some damage. Okay, there's a tank mechanic, and the tank mechanic knocks back the tank, so you don't want to get knocked into the arrows, so probably just tank on the outside. Then there's this bolt gale. It is fixated on you. I thought maybe I could get out of it and it fixated on a location, but it is fixated on the player. So you just stand there in defense of it. Very easy though. Just press defensive. Don't move, don't kill your teammate. And then there's the bullseye wind blast. The boss is going to jump to the edge and the boss is going to shoot the far wall. I don't know if being in front does anything. We kind of just assumed and we all ran to the side or behind. He's going to shoot the wall. And then there's going to be a big circle that comes and hits you, and it puts like an 8-second debuff on you. We didn't find any ways to avoid it, but I'm sure mages can blink over it. But yeah, it kind of just seemed like the damage event of the fight. Because other than that, there's literally no damage going on this boss. Unless you get picked with the frontal. But yeah, it's a pretty cool fight. Very simple, but cool. Has a few mechanics. Curious to see how much the big arrow shoot, this mechanic here, the bullseye, does in a high key scenario. But yeah, that'll be it for the dungeons. We can only see 2 so far. Hopefully get more in the coming weeks, and I will be doing videos on those as well. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoy it, and stay tuned for a lot more alpha content. Guys, thanks. Have a good one.